Hello everyone and welcome back to the Solo Skull Rush Tournament. We have had quite the ferocious match yesterday at approximately 5 UTC on a Saturday going into nearly the halfway mark of September, with none other than Pavin facing off against Homuokemi and taking that point, going into the top 2 placement, and now going to be rematching with Naaaad, Seed 7 in the grand finals to see who is going to be taking that #1 spot in the podium. Both these players have fought so hard throughout this entire tournament, and now it is time to really settle the debt that has been left on the table since day 1. But before we get onto that, as usual, I'm your host, Epic Man 2, joining alongside the likes of Mashed Potato. Welcome back.
Thank you for the amazing introduction. I'm doing great. This is such an exciting time we're living in. Naaaad actually fresh off a match just now, the match against Indonesia versus South Korea. South Korea winning 6-2, so he's planning to continue with that trajectory with another W. On the other hand, Pavin, he has another match, another MWC matchup right after this, so he wants to finish this as soon as possible to be able to move to the MWC match. So very different dichotomies right now. One just started off their session, the other might be deep into the session right now. And yeah, as you said before, this is the grand finals, the finale of this tournament. The stakes couldn't get any higher. The potential of getting the badge is right there, a shiny badge on your profile for both of these two seasoned players. And we're going to the band phase, and okay, so I don't think we have any bans just yet, so we're just waiting for it, but I'm gonna guess Nat's gonna be banning either any of the LNs or maybe even Rice 2, based on like previous picks and bans. Pavin probably going to be banning Rice 6 potentially, since these sorts of Rice now, we're in grand finals. It's gotta be some of the toughest map pools out there. This is, as we said before, Media World Cup pools, but +1. So this is post grand finals pools.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially with this map pool scaling above the likes of NWC's difficulty, this is going to really put the nerve game into factor here for both these players, and it seems like Pavin is going to be going for the first ban here, Rice 2, as we can see. So definitely it definitely makes the most sense on paper. This map is insanely dense when it comes to the jump stream and hand stream parrying in it. Very, very reminiscent of that of Are You Still X from semifinals. So it seems like Naaaad is also for the ban, but responds with no ban. So I feel like here now Naaaad has the luxury of at least knowing some information about Pavin, having gotten information about some of their scores from the previous match against Homuokemi. But I feel like that is going to be very exploitable for Naaaad here. Just the fact that he has the potential to at least use that information against the will of Pavin. But it seems like Naaaad's actually going to be banning out Rice 7, so Judgment of Justitia is going to be going out. Oh, actually, no, wait.
I don't think you can just do no ban. So I think the procedure is that you have to roll for a ban. Very interesting strategy from Naaaad right here. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I think he has to be really has to hope that he's not unlucky and the ban's actually it's just the Rice 7 ban.
Nah, but Naaaad's actually incredibly bold for that. Just literally trying to avoid the bans completely and
that's
just
so cheeky.
Rice 7,
yeah, I think he wants to ban Rice 2. I think he also wanted to ban Rice 2. That's probably the reason why.
Yeah. I mean, I think both players at this point would want to ban Rice 2. They just don't. They don't really scale too much on maps like that, or at least when they're that dense to that capacity. But seems like
okay. So hybrid 2 is going to be banned.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is a random roll, so you can't really do much about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that map is messed up either way, so definitely gotta. So I guess I don't know. I mean, it's unfortunate we don't even get to see that map, but then again, Pavin did play that against Homuokemi, I believe, last time, or actually no, they played Hybrid 1, didn't they?
Yeah, they played Hybrid 1, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just being a little silly. I'm just gonna like open an empty link so that I don't say something really stupid. But anyways,
Here we go
okay.
though. First pick of this match, not this tournament. We have pretty deep into this tournament already. First pick of the final match right here. Rice 7 hasn't been picked in the match against Pavin in the previous match, so this is fresh off. Okay, hold on. A bit of a restart, a client restart. Okay, we're back. We're so back.
Indeed,
We're not
we are.
back. We're not back.
I know what is going on.
Who put SV in my map? Okay,
Somebody.
okay, I think we're back. We're back. 400 combos in, and both play. Oh my god.
Oh. Where's the panic button where you need it? Actually, wait.
I think in the meantime, we'll be checking the MP link while things are happening. But looks like we did know there was a hidden Rice 7 pick that is known as SV1. This is the secret pick of this tournament. No one picked Rice 7 in the previous match, so we didn't get to see the SV pick. But since Nat picked it, we have to review it to you guys. It is the SV1 pick of this tournament. We're glad to announce we have SV. Okay, we're back. We're back. Oh, Pavin still has the full combo right now. 99.4. Not slightly behind with a pretty dirty drops. Down to 99.1. So not a great start right now. Pavin absolutely crushing through. 330 BPM stream be damn, but that is the first miss of a really dirty drop as well. Down to 99%. Another drop. Nat's holding on to the full combo. So holding on to really good combo right now. We're heading to a bit of a break.
Yeah, okay, this map is already looking pretty intense, and we only just skimmed over past the first third, and I know Naaaad had played this map literally in the very grand finals of Korean Extraterrestrials Tournament 2, where it was actually insanely close, having only won by about 500 points for the final match. It was like really intense, but if Naaaad even gets that experience that twice, that may as well just feel like deja vu, especially going into the BPM slowdown section. Both Pavin still hanging on really well, even with the one drop. Going into this more Neurofunk-oriented section, not going to be trading it back, but Pavin going to be trading it out at the same time as well. Both players not going to allow each other to get the advantage just yet, as we can see here.
Yeah, it's just now, it's a miss trading fest right now. Everyone's just not being able to hold on to any combos, but it doesn't matter. I think, like, right now, it's just how long can you keep just that slight, minute advantage on you. And Naaaad is doing that really well right now. It's now 16,000 points difference. Pavin struggling so much on these anchoring-esque patterns. Getting to some easier sections right now, so hopefully we can see some combo being built up on both players, but Naaaad is the first one to drop in that section. Pavin now has the combo advantage, but not the score advantage. He needs to continue to hold on even more if he wants to take back that 15,000 point deficit that is going towards Naaaad right now.
Yeah, and especially with how things have been taking a turn in this match alone, Naaaad still has the advantage of about 15,000 points, especially going into this section where it is a little calmer or more tame in comparison to some of the other parts that we've seen, because this map is honestly a really crazy, like, I don't know, interpretation of this song, especially of like the original map itself being just as insane, not already being well familiar with it in question. Just the fact that it being translated fully into Rice, it's just all the more it's just all the more scary going into this match, and how it's just been converted into a literal regular map instead of the tiebreaker itself. And having to be taking a miss there, that's only going to further push the agenda that Naaaad has been proposing through to start this match off. So that's going to be a pretty detrimental lead for Pavin here if things keep going into the way of Naaaad here.
Hold on. We gotta miss some Naaaad. So the score is kind of going back to the same before the drop. But Pavin got another drop right there. So trading misses. So the score is now ballooning up to 20,000 points. And we're heading to the end of the map. Not much more to go, if I remember correctly. And Naaaad is going to take this point really convincingly with a 20,000 point lead and a potential 960k on Rice 7, showing the absolute dominance on hard Rice picks. And that is amazing score right there. Such amazing ratios of both players, but it's just a miscount on Naad. Half of that of Pavin. That is the score difference just there between Naad and Pavin. And Pavin straight away picking LN2, no hesitation. This is probably going to be his comfort pick. Expected, very much expected. This is the sort of pick where I think a 20,000 point lead can just be erased immediately, just because of how dense is it. 255 BPM dense density pick, basically just like Gummy. It's going to be tough. I mean, like if you cannot like these sorts of picks, right? Like if you cannot play like anything past like 240, 250 BPM jump streams along the density pattern, you're going to get a 50,000 point lead just towards your opponents right now. Like this can bring back all the points that Pavin just lost in the previous pick. And here we go. Good luck happened on both sides. And straight away, second pick of this match. First pick for Pavin. Can we see if Pavin can take back the 20,000 points towards Naad right now?
Yeah, especially for Pavin's case, I feel the main objective for Pavin here, or Pavin, however you pronounce it, I have no idea myself. I feel the main objective for them here would at least try and force that bracket reset, because of the fact that, especially having come out of the loser's bracket at the end of it all, is really just going to have to come down to having to fight Naaaad twice in a row to be able to try and force the bracket reset to see if there is still any fighting chance for the #1 podium spots, because that's just how it usually goes in tournaments and all that. And so far, so good. Both players doing really well on the map so far. No major chokes to be seen yet. Pavin with the superior accuracy, 99.84% going into this Calmer section. You have some of the vocals in, some of these staggered releases as well. Basically very flow-oriented before we just about go back into the swing of things just after.
Yeah, but the horrible news, if you're on the side of Pavin, is that now is still holding the full combo. He is still holding on as much as possible, and so because of that, the score is only 1,000, 2,000 points. So Pavin needs to hold on, yes, but also they need to hope that Naad misses it right there on the command. Naad misses it, now the score is 7,000, but that's not enough. Pavin needs so much more breaks from Naad right now, because the score is only 8,000. And remember, Naad already has a 20,000 point lead from just like the first pick. So they need to be more, but look at Pavin's accuracy now, 99.81. So 255 BPM inverse density patterning be damned, because he can still play it with such high accuracy.
Yeah, so far things are looking really good for Pavin going off the choke from Naad here, especially still maintaining the FC. There's still quite a fair portion of the map left going into the final quarter, but taking that miss there, that's actually going to lose the over 3,000 combo as is and decreases the score to about 5,000 points, but there's still quite a sizable portion of the map left to at least consume. There's still so much left on the board, so I do feel that there's at least still potential for some trade backs to be like possible whenever we see another miss from one of the players, in which, especially for the case of Naad, wanting to at least maximize that score count to start off with, it's going to be a necessity at that, but taking some misjudgments, that's going to increase the score on Pavin's side by just a bit, about approximately 1,000 or so going into this final section.
Yeah, that's basically it. I don't think there's much more missed potential. And Pavin, absolutely amazing performance, 989k with a one miss, 150 choke right there. That is a 12,000 points improvement from the previous pick. Naad, however, fights back with a 982k. So the score lead advantage is still towards Naad with a 13k lead after the first round of picks.
Yeah, and even then, like, with Pavin's improved score, that basically results in Naad's score at least having to, or at least this would have to tell Naad or give them the information that they have to at least look into some of the maps they pick a little more wisely, because just the potential we've seen from Pavin going into this match alone, this is definitely scaling up a pretty fair margin from the previous match, and going into the likes of LN1 here, this is going to be another Ellen, one after the other, back-to-back shots in the same category. And this map is, honestly, it's literal timing hell. There's just no other way to describe it.
I love this song so much. This song, I always thought this song has to, there must be someone who thought of like thinking of taking this song and making it like a timing hell song. And I am so glad Naaaad made the choice to take this song to have it as a timing hell song. And at 300 BPM is going to be super difficult. And it's 5 minutes long as well. So like one may think like Ellen releases, it's not that dense, so you have the stamina all the way through. But the releases actually eats away your stamina so much more than you think. And at 300 BPM, as said before, at 5 minutes straight, no rest whatsoever, it is going to be a bloodbath for both of these players.
Alan Forge is cold. They want their grand finals map back, but but either way, even then, the fact that this is even a regular map in a balanced tournament that utilizes all of her skill sets is just crazy to think about. Just the fact that it's not every day that you just see like maps that are over 4 minutes. I think the last time we've even seen a map that was at least nearly this long and this hard in a regular tournament was at least last year's MWC when we had the one Mysterian map in Grand Finals. It was what was it called? Oh Jesus. He collaborated in this map as well.
I'm trying to remember as well, but I see what you mean. I see what you mean. But let's move on to kind of the third pick right here. Pavin did have a slight lead, 99.76%. So things are looking good right now. But again, it's just that Naaaad is also being able to play these Ellen patterns. That is kind of the undoing right now for Pavin. But we're only starting on. There is 10,000 combos in this map.
Yeah, so far everything is looking really balanced for both these players. No faults to be seen yet, and both players already going above the 1,000 combo mark. There's still quite a while to go through on the map. This map going to simulate that of the long walk, so there's going to be quite a lot of bumpy roads along the way, especially with this one being literal 300 BPM jazz. It's really just down to the raw consistency and physicality alone. We see a lot of these intrusive breaks on the side of Naaaad here that's going to increase the score on Pavin's side bit by bit. Just a bit like stacking blocks, especially like a Duplo on top of each other, and going into the first course. This is at least gonna have to be in a place where we at least see or at least witness some shifts to be made, because there's still a lot, and Naaaad gonna be taking the first miss. Oh geez.
Yeah, as you said, this is the first paradigm shift we see right now. Not with the first to break, but considering how long this map is, actually a miss doesn't really mean too much. It's all about the accuracy, and Pavin's doing just that right now. The accuracy right now is about 0.3%, so that translates to around a 10,000 point lead if you get to the end of this map with the same accuracy. So things are looking quite good for Pavin, but there needs to be more accuracy drop from Naaaad, and Pavin needs to continue to hold on this 990k plus pace if Pavin wants to take the accuracy, the score advantage back to his side. And there you go, another miss from Naaaad right there. The accuracy still above 99.4, but the score lead now 7,000 points. So now we're looking at potentially a 15,000 point lead at the end of this map. We're halfway through the map, 5,000 combo, and Pavin still showing that he still has the full combo. And I think this is the main thing about Pavin, is that he has such good consistency. This is the same person who full comboed of Ambrosia in MWC 2023 with 3 200s. So in terms of holding combo, Pavin definitely has the consistency. It's just a matter of can he hold the standard. We still have so much more of the maps left, but 6,000 combo in, it is still Pavin to take right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and going after that next course is going to go into a bit of a calmer section, but the fact that Pavin is still holding, even when all the odds are stacked against him in this match, this is really going to at least put some nerve on the side of Naaaad here going into this guitar solo. And so far, Pavin is still not shaking going into these patterns, still holding such immense accuracy. And even then, it's only really just minor misjudgments that bring it down. And some of these greats as well, so many goods as well. So it's going to really be down to at least hanging onto the combo and making sure that no misses at least prevail, because this map is going to take such an intense toll on your stamina going into the final quarter. Oh my god, it's actually scary.
It's really scary right now. 2,000 combos left to go. We're going to the final Ki section of this map. The pinnacle of LN release patterning. Both players now have stabilized their accuracy and their combo. Not at around 4,000 combo. But they need to continue to hold on. A couple 200 drops and now the score is nearly at 10,000 points. This is looking good for Pavin, but Pavin needs to continue to hold on that accuracy. And now with this, that's a 10,000 point lead. This is looking really good for Pavin right now. Pavin needs to continue to hold on. 1,000 more combo to go. Can we see an FC on LN1? We're approaching the end of the map. Naaaad's doing all he can to hold on.
Oh my god.
But it's
dude,
not enough.
I'm actually genuinely scared. What is this combo? How are you?
There's no way. There's no way. Pavin, you are not doing this. We're at the pinnacle of the hardest map pool. You're not doing this. 10,000 points.
Push the 10,000 K mark. No. Please start. Dude, my heart's shaking. He's done it.
He's done it.
He did it.
Wow.
What?
Round of applause to this Thailand maestro right here. Single digit 200 from Pavin. What a statement to put right there. Not nearly 990k. Not even close. And now the score lead is tied. 259 points is the difference between these two players. And this is the grand finals that we have been promised for the past few weeks. What a score from Pavin right there.
What is that, bro? Oh, no! You're not meant to do this, dude. Oh my god. That is... Oh my god. And it literally eliminates all of the score gap that was so high on the side of Naaaad. Going to be bringing it down into 250 points. It's really just going to take like one victory from either side to be able to at least maximize the lead on one side. And just what we have seen from LN1, Pavin's insane LN1 score. This is probably like already become the standard that this is going to be one of the most insane tournament scores of the year. I can't lie. Just the fact that this is that difficult and we're still in FC. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I have no words, but I would say, if you're on the side of Naaaad, you got to think about like the score advantage. Naaaad, it did took Pavin 2 LN picks and 2 extremely strong pop-off on the side of Pavin just to be able to equalize the one Rice pick that Naaaad picked. So things are looking quite good. If Naaaad continues to find these weak points in Pavin to pick, this might be really hard for Pavin to claw back, considering the first 2 picks I feel like is Pavin's like kind of comfort pick, and now we're going to see a speedrun. Oh, this is looking good.
Oh,
this
God.
is looking quite good for Naaaad. This is gotta be. I mean, most of these things are wild card, but yeah, there's gonna be a lot of mini jacks. 191 BPM. I mean, there's gonna at 191 BPM. Like this is no longer like just mini jacks and whatnot. It's just beat jacks. We're putting jacks and speed together. It's going to be tough, and I think like in terms of accuracy, I think both these players are gonna get pretty decent accuracy, but they're gonna get so many misses throughout the map. I can already see it coming.
I feel that's just the thing to expect with this match in general. Just the fact that this is the absolute end game of the entire tournament, and there is literally nothing left but options that leave you to risk by no means necessary. And especially what we have seen from just some of the previous maps alone, these players just love to play with our minds here. So going into the likes of speedrun, this is going to be an insanely physical Rice map consisting of so many other mixed skill sets going into 190 ppm for just about nearly 4 minutes on the block. He's still going through that intro relatively straightforward. There's still quite a bit of the map to go, but it only really picks up the pace from when the course really begins, and from that point on, that's really going to put the competition into the fray here, really.
Wow, both players absolutely hitting the rolls so effortlessly. 99.8 from Pavin, keeping it close to Naaaad, and that is all. Yeah, that's all Pavin needs right now, just to keep the score lead as close as possible. But that is not the character section. This is just the build-up, and here we go. The 191 BPM mini jacks. Pavin's the first to break, down to 99.7. Naaaad is still holding. Pavin continues to pick up misses left, right, and center.
Yeah, course one going to be the collapse of composure for the side of Pavin here. So far, not going to be carrying on with the upper hand here, carrying the torch that Pavin had left on the side of LN1. Going through this course, there's still a lot of these really intense jacks and core jack-esque patterns that you have at 190 BPM. Then you have a little of a pretty dense dump-oriented section that's very control-heavy with some breaks, some stops and pauses here and there. This is only just going into the halfway mark of the map, so there's still quite a lot of the map, but 11,000 points on the side of Naaaad. So far, looking really positive for their side going into this map as we go into the literal ending of the first course. You just got this next pattern, then you got a pretty intense burst right here. Don't miss. Please don't miss.
Everyone's holding it. Everyone's holding it. There's still some more. There's still a bit more. It is really easy to get a couple of 50s and 200s from this. But both players just did not jump any single bad judgment. I think they just like SS all of the rows here. Wow, this is peak. This is peak performance. Naaaad still doing all he can right now with still a full combo on Rise 6. Pavin continue to pick up misses. Naaaad really is just saying, nah, I would win after seeing LN1 full combo.
I mean, I think that's just what it takes, really. Just you need that determination boost and the ego boost to be able to put yourself into the forefront of the focuses, and I think that is exactly what Naaaad is at least trying to reciprocate with some of these Rice maps, especially having seen the tremendous performances on the LN maps from Pavin so far. It's really just going to come down to some of these Rice maps for Naaaad to at least capitalize off of, especially with the fact that he's still doing a really good job on it going into the second course, where it's really core jack direction oriented, and especially then it's still insanely dump for you. You still have a lot of these insanely abrasive patterns from the likes of Snow, I'm presuming, and I mean, and Pavin's still going to be taking shot after shot, so not safe from any of these, and that is going to put a fairly objective score lead from onto the side of Naaaad going into the final 8.
Naaaad, you cannot do this. Oh no! You fixed it! No, Naaaad! No, not like this. No pun intended. Not like this.
Not like this, bro.
Not like this. No, I was about just to hype up the full combo. Oh, I would be so pissed. I am so pissed. Wait, let's see this go. Free 200. Actually, Pavin's accuracy is insane as well. For 200, it's just a miscount on Pavin. I think the 191 BPM is just slightly too high for Pavin to be able to hit it comfortably, and the miss is just coming in just at the worst timing for Pavin. But Naaaad with the full combo choke, and now the score lead is just back to from where we began after the first pick. 26,000 points is the score lead right now.
Back to square one. We basically have that pretty big score lead on the side of Naaaad, and now going into the second ban phase, it's now time for both these players to at least decide which to ban next, and Naaaad going to be instantly going for that LN Jack picks are going to be none other than Sakazuki. Definitely makes a little more sense because, especially with the performances that we have been seeing from Pavin in specific, it's really just down to a lot of these intense LN maps that I feel Pav is going to have the advantage on, and it seems like Pav is going to be responding as well. Same number, different category, same story, different avenue. Going to be none other than Universe getting the ban here.
Yeah, this is a good pick. I think the Jack Tech Burst is very similar to Rise 6. Rise 4 and Rise 6 are pretty similar in terms of the map category, and so yeah, I think it makes sense. It makes sense that both these players are banning these sorts of maps. Now we're going to be seeing Naaaad picking, and I'm gonna be guessing it's probably going to be, I want to say, like, just risk it and go for Rise 3. I think it might, but then Pavin did have a really good score on Rise 3 though, so I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Rise 3 or Rise 5 might be a good call.
At the same time, like, I feel when it comes to the Rice maps that are still available on the board, some of them are still, like, relatively decent. It's just that each of them carries the weight of their own risks here. Rice 1, undefeatable is, I can definitely see it being actable for Naaaad, but maybe, I mean, if you ignore the amount of stamina intensity that in that it develops across the players. But the other Rice maps are probably just going to be as risky. But going into LN5, I believe this is going to be 11:54 p.m. prelude. Okay.
Wait, I thought it's going to be. Wait, it's Pavin's pick? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Oh boy, this map.
Okay, this map is going to be interesting.
This is going to be crazy.
I think both the players are getting ready. This is the speed Ellen pick, isn't it? 350 BPM. This is just beyond any sort of like standard MWC map pool, as we said before. This is like something that you see in like maybe Korean Extraterrestrial Tournament or MCNC. That's the only two tournaments that have like similar levels of difficulty.
Or Speed of Life free, but that's it, really.
Free. That's true, yeah.
I mean, this map pool is literally just about the same difficulty because I don't know, Korean Extraterrestrials 2's final pool was literally based off of Speed of Light Free's difficulty before taking it a round higher. So I don't think many people really know about that. So I don't know, or at least in the modern grand scheme of things, really. But I don't know. I'm hoping to be proven wrong.
Yeah, let's wait and see. This is a really short map, actually. So I think a miss here would actually be really detrimental compared to like LN1, where there's a lot of notes, so a miss actually doesn't mean much. Now a miss here could be a few thousand points difference, so both these players need to be on their A game, and look at that, they're both on their A game right now, still holding full combos on both sides.
Yeah, so far, both players making really good introductions to this map alone, even with some of these pretty interesting drops going into this calmer section. It's gonna be still neck and neck between each other. 700 points of an advantage in the side of Pavin. Very unsafe lead. It can definitely switch over at any moment, especially with how intense these patterns are. But Pavin gonna be taking that miss there on the transition. Very rough as we can see, and even then the map doesn't even let up in intensity at all. It's just really down to okay.
Yeah, that was a really bad drop of Naaaad. 99.7 straight down to 9.45, and now the score leads on Pavin, who has the accuracy lead. So yeah, things are looking quite good for Pavin, but there needs to be much more drops right now on the side of Naaaad, because the score lead that Naaaad has right now is just so big. But Naaaad is still holding as much as possible, holding on to as much score onto their dear life.
Yeah, and even then, that's gonna really be the name of the game here. Just the fact that you need to utilize a lot of these maps that just tamper with your consistency so hard that any mistake by any means is gonna be futile unless your opponent repeats with the same mistake. And even then, this is going into the final, at least 16th of the map. There's only just a few seconds left before, and even then, just the final ending, and that's gonna be it. 7,000 points into Pavin's name.
Amazing score on both sides. Pavin actually got an improvement of their score by around 1,000 points-ish. But Naaaad also doing really well, 978k, so managing to defend their score lead. Now the score lead is still at 20,000, and now Naaaad gets to pick next, and now things are not looking good for Pavin. While Pavin did win all the points picked, it's just that Naaaad has a stronger, like, Naaaad is just better, like has a bigger score lead when he picks Rice compared to when Pavin picks Ellen, and that's just not looking good. And now Rice 5 is going to be picked. So this is going to be kind of the dumpstream orientated pick.
Okay, so not a bad pick by any means necessary. Naaaad does have the Rice category in his arsenal, so it definitely makes a little more sense to bring out Misery going into the midpoint of the map. Really wanting to at least get out of the misery of at least not being in the advantage of this tournament, but even then, all it takes is just one win from Naaaad to be able to just end it all here, unless Pavin just forces the bracket reset, in which it is going to up the nerves so hard for both these players, especially with the timing conflicts that is probably going to be happening outside of this tournament as well. I don't know, it's getting a little late over in Asian countries, both South Korea and Thailand for that matter, so yeah.
It's I think 6:30 p.m. Thailand, and I think it's 8:30 p.m. in Korea. But actually, Pavin did have a score on this, 970k. So actually not that high. Like seeing this compared to... Okay, it is an insane score. 970k of this is like, by all means, insane score. But when you're facing against Naaaad, who can like get 990k on this, maybe it's not that high of a score anymore. But we have to see how Naaaad performs on this. I think he's sight reading this based on what we've seen on chat.
I mean, especially the fact that Pavin already played a good portion of these maps in their round against Homo Kemi. It definitely gives out that they have at least some fundamental understanding of the map pool already. It's really just about trying to set a new PA on some of these maps that is going to really matter. And especially for the likes of Misery here, Pavin is going to at least need to beat the 970 score that they had gotten on the previous match, because Lord knows what Naaaad is going to be getting for this round, especially with some of the these insane dump patterns that you just get in this chart.
Oh, yes, I remember this. Wow, this is the 380 BPM just beat dump pick right here, and Naaaad actually drops quite a lot, 200, but that doesn't matter when Pavin picks up a really nasty drop right there. Now that's a 6,000 point lead. Pavin needs to stop the bleeding as much as possible. They need to hold on as much combo as possible, stop the misses, and they're doing just that right now. But Naaaad climbs the accuracy up, but that's a miss, and another one. The score lead is going back to Pavin. Pavin has a chance to take a break point.
The double statement there as well. That's really going to do a number on the score of Naaaad here, especially now that both players have gotten a combo reset. It's only just Pavin just higher above the combo cap than Naaaad is approaching right now. Going into this break section, there's still just about a quarter of the map left, pointing at 9 o'clock on the pie on the top right here. There's still so much time left on the map, as this is only just 20 seconds shy of 3 minutes. But Naaaad going to take it yet another miss here. That's going to bring the score over to the side of Pavin here. Going into this next course, Pavin going to be trading it out. The score line is not safe as we make the pill, but even then, the red side seems to be a little more consistent here.
But does it matter? It's only 2,000 points, and now the scoring is going back to Pavin. The scoring doesn't matter because Pavin is going to take this. We might be seeing the first break point. Oh, but Pavin gonna miss. I think it's going back right to Naaaad. But does it even matter? Naaaad still leading. There's still a bit of the map left, and Naad's going to take it with 2,000 points. But that is such a good performance from Pavin, managing to hold on to their score, hold on to the combo with their dear life, stop the bleeding, and it's only 2,000 points, and now the score lead is at 21,000. That could have been a disaster for Pavin, but he managed to hold on together.
It's really just down to the column locks that basically defined the result of this map, especially with getting some of the score down a bit. It's only really just down to Naaaad to pick what seems to be yet another Rice map, in which there's only 2 options left. Rice 1 or Rice free. Pick your poison.
I think Rice free, just for the sake of it. I'll be honest. Actually, no, Rice 1. Okay.
Oh!
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Rice 1. I mean, maybe Jax is just like something that Pavin's really good at, and we saw Pavin got a 970k on this. And that was like the pick that defines the match against Homo Academy.
I mean, yeah, this map is still relatively good, especially when you already have the information about what Pavin already got on this map, which was what I believe to be pretty low. Only 946k on this map, while it seems like Homo Academy beat it out with 970k, which is definitely quite a sign for Naaaad here to at least use that. But especially if the pace that Pavin's been on since the start of this match, who knows what score is going to be, as Naaaad is already just almost at the 50,000 score mark.
Wow, smacked by yours truly as well.
Oh god, of course, yeah. There's no way I could let up on this opportunity. I just like the song.
The stinker himself, Epic Man 2.
Yeah, same with the other stinker, Epic Man 1.
And here we go. It's only 5.52 stars, but don't let the star rating deceive you, because it is 400 BPM stream. It may be light, but it makes up in terms of the speed. It is going to be tough.
Yeah, especially with the very variable snaps that are prevalent across this entire map. You have a lot of these 1-8 streams, but also instances of other snaps being thrown out. This is reminiscent to that. This map was intended to be reminiscent of that of Full Moon Full Life, except, well, with my direction. I think most people are more than well familiar of what I just make when it comes to maps, and it's not fun at all.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. There's a lot of these are all singular streams, and there's a lot of embedded mini jacks in here. And at 200 BPM, that is just tough. And now the first one to pick. Pavin's holding the full combo still. This may be the turning point, the paradigm shift that we've been looking for in this tournament. Not continue to pick up misses. That is a 14,000 point lead. This 20,000 point might be wiped away with a miss. But that is a really clean miss. Now it's continuing to pick up 200s left, right. Can Pavin do this? 12,000 point lead for Pavin right now. We're approaching the end of the map. 100,000 more points to gain on both these players.
There's only just a few seconds of the map, and now both players running out of time for what we have. It's now really just time to just take what is theirs, but Pavin's gonna be on top of it all, taking the map by 12,000 points, going to minimize the lead on Naad's side to be able to try and rope it closer to their side. And oh my goodness, wait. That's an incredible score increase from the previous round. 980k on this map.
Yeah, that is a 36,000 point increase on the previous pick.
Yo, okay. All right, bro.
All right, Pavin. I see you're bringing out. Now it's only 10,000 point difference between these two players. And Pavin now has the opportunity to take back the score lead with 2 more picks to go. And there's still so much more to go to offer as well. There's still, I think, LN3 and LN6. And also one of the hybrids to go. I think he has to go for LN6. LN6 is gonna be a good pick. Or can go with another stinker of LN3 mapped by yours truly.
Honestly, the options that are left on the board are just, they have me crapping bricks right now. I honestly don't even know which one would even be the best one to choose, because all of them are just insanely dense. Like, the only option Naaaad has here that's at least rice-oriented is rice-free. But then after that, they're going to have to at least endeavor in some of the LNs or the one remaining hybrid map in the pool before we see a potential tiebreaker. But it's going to be LN3 that gets the pick.
Okay. So, yours truly has mapped this. So, tell us what is in this pick. Take this gun low.
Everything, I guess.
Okay, lovely analysis. Thank you for your analysis.
Yeah.
The 7th pick of this match.
All right, look. This map combined of 3 different styles. Mike Lee carried a fair portion of the first course. I mapped like literally the second half of the map, and oh my goodness, if you have seen what it is, then my condolences for both these players. Oh my god, I am not ready to see what they're going to be doing on this. It's just choke bait at this point. It's just me trying to do something that's literally what MWC pulls do. I'm sorry. It's just, I can't deal with this anymore, man.
Yeah. And like, this is going to be really interesting to see. Because both these players, well, actually mainly for Pavin, there's no scores on Pavin. So we don't know what sort of score we're expecting from both of these players.
Yeah, especially this map being the one that got banned in Pavin's previous match against Homer Akemi. This is really going to this is going to be a bit of an eye-opener for if we do at least see some of the information not going to be taking the first drop right before the first chorus as well. That's going to be kind of telling, but also Pavin, I feel, is going to choke on a lot of these insanely abrasive parents here. This is literally Jackfest. Like it's just everywhere, bro.
Yeah, but just look at Pavin right now. The accuracy is still super high with the first miss for Pavin right there. Now the scoring is going to be evened out. Slight accuracy from the side of Pavin, but it's only 2,000 points. It is not a lot, and there's still so much more miss potential right here. Just look at how abrasive these patterns are. I mean, if both these players continue to hold on their combo, that will be a miracle. I expect both these players to continue to pick up misses left and right. But Naaaad is taking a bit of a combo lead right now, but he's continuing to drop more accuracy. Pavin's accuracy climbed up to 99.6.
Oh my goodness. And It all just comes down to a lot of these insanely uncomfortable patterns. It's literally the type of patterns that you just look at and then you literally immediately feel like gagging. It's just not good. But, oh my god. Guys,
Okay.
Guys, don't question me why I made the map like this. What you're literally gonna see.
Right, here we go. The next section is more techies, more tech-like flabs, shield flabs all over the place, but both these players are unfazed. They're still hitting it. As much as Epic Man tries to make these players break, but they are Pavin. They are not. They are not willing to break right now. They want to hold on to the Scody as much as possible. Oh, but
my god,
like, Pavin's the first to drop.
The choke from Pavin going into that section, this is... I can't even describe this section anymore. It's just 1-7, no, 1-3.5 Jack, and then it just goes into the ending like that. You release all the nerves finally, but Naaaad is in with the 12,000 point lead going into this ending.
Not full combo that. Not full combo that whole section. The only miss he has is at the beginning. The easiest on the map. He full comboed the whole hard section except for the intro. Wait. Okay, hold on. Okay. Shots been fired. Naaaad took the gun and fired a gigantic bullet at Pavin, and now the score is 22,000 for Naaaad.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I have no idea how to describe this anymore. Thank you for the lovely words, Naaaad. I appreciate here at Solo Score Rush Industries, and it seems like now we still have just a few more maps left on the board. Gonna be Pavin's pick again. And there's only really, and the options are running out. There's only one map left in each category, and it's L6. No, my god.
Okay, this is expected as well. LN6 is the only pick, and I love this. I love this pick. I mean, I've only seen this on Tycho, so I'm not too sure about the structure. But this is basically kind of like, I would say this is what if you took like a tiebreaker from OMLN4. This is like the sort of pick you would be seeing.
Oh yeah, and especially having it played as a regular pick is just crazy to think about, because just you don't even see this every day. It's just, how does this happen in a tournament setting?
Well, right now it is 22,000 for Naaaad, so Pavin really needs a Hail Mary right now. Since Naaaad still has one more pick, now we're down to best of 3 scenarios. Pavin has to do everything he can to be able to take some of the lead back. Because 20,000, we're thinking about the long run right here. 20,000 point in a tiebreaker, final scoring is going to be irrecoverable, considering how dense, how long the match is going to be. So Pavin needs to do everything they can to get some of the score back in this pick.
Yeah, and even then, the options are running out for both players, especially with what is left of the map pool after this. You only have either Korjak or a little hybrid hell map, and those two options alone, those are going to be, those are literally going to be, I don't know, some of the worst picks that you have to play for, just to at least try and force the match into one specific way, whether it is going to be your winning or your downfall.
Well, I would say, like, Pavin has a really good score in the previous match. 980k is the score, but Pavin got the miss! I was trying to hype up right before the build-up, but now the score is to Naaaad. That's the worst thing that could happen for Pavin right now. Pavin needs to hold the combo together.
These players just hate you so much, man. I hate to say it. It's just every time you try to hype it up, it just instantly goes to the other side.
Maybe I should hype up Naaaad, but Pavin's going to pick up the miss. Not looking good for Pavin right now. I think the nerves are coming in. The practice score looks so good on Pavin, but Naaaad says no. You do not have to lead. I'm in control of this match right now, as I'm going to run away with a 3,000 point lead.
Yeah, absolutely. But the miss from Naaaad comes out as well, going past the first quarter. There is still so much on the map remaining. 5 minutes on the clock, and we have only just gone through Well, I believe it's about a minute and a half so far, so still a lot of time on the board here. You still have some of these really abrasive polyrhythm-oriented sections with some of these really dense bursts. We can see Pavin's still missing on a lot of them as well, but we can still see Naaaad choking a lot of them as well. So it's really just the balanced competition here playing into factor here, but we still have this slow down section. Don't lose track just yet. You still have so much of the map left. Oh,
that's not looking good for Pavin. Pavin's continuing to pick up a lot of like clean misses, sure, but it still misses, and that is not working out on Pavin's side right now. 6,000 point is the lead towards Naaaad. Naaaad is running away with this. 2,000 combo, 99.6% accuracy. Accuracy lead and score lead on Naaad's side right now. Pavin's doing all they can.
Yeah, but so far everything is looking so tight here. The map doesn't let up on the gas once you full throttle on that gas pedal, and even still, you still have some of these short LNs, a lot of these insanely dense patterns to wriggle your way through. 6,000 points to the advantage of Naaaad here, but even then, it's not even enough to just end the match as is. There has to be something objective for Pavin to just lose it all, but at the same time, it is unlikely at all.
Yeah, but Pavin with a now miss. Naaaad is just combo gaming his way through. Oh, this is not looking good for Pavin right now. Pavin needs to stop the bleeding as much as possible. We're approaching to the end of this map. There's still a third left, but we're getting to like the last KI section. It's just a bit of a break. Maybe Pavin can build up some of his combos, some of his accuracy, regain some composure as we head onto potentially the hardest section of this map.
Yeah, and even then, the fact that this is the hardest section by no means necessary. It is going to be the downfall of one of these players here, where we're going to be seeing more misses come out from Pavin here. The bleeding not stopping at all. CPR ain't helping Pavin here as things are just going naturally for Naaaad. But even then, a lot of these rhythm changes are just insane. The fact that Naad's even the fact that Naaaad is even comboing a lot of it really well is shocking, honestly. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think that definitely has the physicality, but that's the miss of Naaaad. That's what you need. But it's so clean, and Pavin has been continuing to pick up misses. Naaaad needs to continue to pick up a lot more misses if Pavin wants to stem the bleeding, but it's not looking likely. Naad's been looking so consistent. We're heading to the ending of this map. Around 100,000 points left to gain for both of these players.
The fatigue is kicking in. Both these players have to do what they can to at least maintain the score lead. But even then, I feel like Naaaad has basically done it. Another miss from Pavin to solidify that lead on the side of Naaaad. It is over. The map still got a couple of these notes left. The final speed core burst, and the density doesn't let up until it just ends like that, and that is going to be it for Ellen's 6. Oh my god.
Disaster. What an absolute disaster of a pick on Pavin's side. That is a 10,000 point less compared to the previous matchup. If that was a 980k like the previous weekend, or like the previous match, the score lead would have been this bad. But now it's 36,000 point. Naaaad has the chance to knock Pavin out before the final scoring.
It's only just down to 2 maps, and I feel like the Core Jack map is just going to be insanely risky, to be honest, especially acknowledging how intense that map is. I feel like Hybrid 1 might be a safer pick, but I am probably going to be quoted on that. Please don't quote me on Twitter. I don't deserve to be on there.
Yeah. But now, final pick. We only have 2 picks left. The Rice 3 or Hybrid 1. I'll be honest, I'm thinking that's why I'm going to pick Hybrid 1. Rice 3 is now a bit too risky to pick at the end of this map, considering how volatile the score lead can be.
Yeah, and honestly, Hybrid 1. It's Hybrid 1.
Yeah, the score, like Rice 3 has too much volatility to pick. The score lead can just be like 50,000 point, and that could just be over for either Naaaad or Pavin. But Hybrid 1 is a much safer pick considering the length and everything. So the score lead it's not as volatile, so you may win at like a few thousand points or 10,000 points. But that doesn't, like for Naaaad, that's all he needs, right? He just needs to kind of keep this consistent score lead that he has against Pavin.
I feel like here, history is just gonna almost repeat itself. We have seen Pavin win, avoiding the tiebreaker going on this map against none other than Homo Akemi, and if we see Naaaad pulling off the same exact treatment, the absolute reversal against Pavin here to take the throne and to finally declare who the king of this tournament is, it might be over before we already know it, but there's still, but the map itself is insanely flexible. It's definitely the better option in comparison to Rice Free, I would say. So there's going to be so much to see in this map itself. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Both of these players are just trying to rest as much as possible. Yeah, there's still the time constraint coming in right now.
Yeah, I think if anything, both these players just want to get the match over with because Pavin does have a match in MWC that is going to be later, especially against, I don't know, another
In
team.
an hour from now. Yeah, against Hong Kong. It's against Hong Kong. So, it's gonna be a tough matchup. Yeah.
Hong Kong is a scary team, that's for sure.
Yeah. But you know what, that's so scary? This pick. And that's a miss from Pavin straight from the bat. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is really early on, so the score lead's actually basically negligible considering how many nodes are there in this map. Okay, now that is not a negligible miss. Now that is looking really bad for Pavin.
Yeah, things are looking really unsafe for Pavin here. The intro is basically already spelled the lead going into the side of Naaaad, and especially then there's still quite a ton of the map left. So if there is no misses from the side of Naaaad, in which I have a feeling that there is gonna have to be regardless of the scenario, then it might be it.
Yeah.
But even then, I don't know.
Yeah, and Pavin needs to be careful because now there is a chance of a potential knockout, not even going to final scoring because now the score lead is, if the score lead is 14,000, now it's just going to straight up win this tournament. This is tournament life on the line right now for Pavin. Pavin needs to absolutely pop off on this map and the next one to be able to stay alive.
Yeah, but going into the first break section, this is going to be where the map's going to ramp up in difficulty as we get some of the first shifts in the song itself. It's going to devolve into such a dense monstrosity of a map and a collab with that to be able to grow in the favor of one another. Not gonna really need that 50k lead if matters does come really bad. But here comes the first Jack section. This metal at what basically feels like above 300 BPM.
Yeah, it's 150 BPM Jacks. And Pavin's going to pick up misses. And Pavin is just not, now it's just not giving a damn about these patterns. 99.8, and then we're halfway through. Now it just wants to end this as soon as possible. Ending Pavin's tournament life right now. 11,000 points. He needs around 3,000 more points to be able to knock Pavin out of this tournament.
Alright, in comes the next section. Very speed core, break core oriented. Both these players still doing really well, being able to maintain some of their scores right now. 3,000 combo on the side of Naaaad. Pavin doing really well, being able to recover the score lead, but not enough as Naaaad still has about 11,000 points in their favor right now. 99.80,000 points, and the Ellens come in. So far, both players still doing really well. It's just a lot of these intrusive misjudgments on the side of Pavin taking the next drop. 17,000 points, and only increasing as the end draws near.
And now that's a bit of a break, and now both players get to see the score lead. Now it's just full comboing. Can we see a final victory lap for Naaaad holding a full combo? Can he end this tournament with a full combo on Apollyon? Can we do this? Can he dish out the divine punishment onto Pavin and taking the victory on solo score rush? We have to wait. The last score of this map will determine everything.
As both these players approach the depth of this map, it's really just down to the final quarter. Only one final section remains on the board, and Homo Akemi awaits the vengeance that Naaaad has been trying to provide. And going into the final section, it is time to decide who is going to be the winner of the solo score rush tournament, whether we see the tiebreaker being skipped completely for the second time in a row. It's still just about 8 of the map left, and so far both these players are doing really well to combo a lot of these patterns that you just have. Not gonna be taking a miss, but Pavin trades it back directly, and now taking the double shot. It is now just down to the final few seconds of the map, but now 25,000 of an advantage. Come on!
Oh, that is still holding together, and I think that's it. That is
It's
done.
it! He did
Naaaad.
it!
Naaaad is going to take the victory here, knocking Pavin out, and Naaaad is going to be the victor of this match, and he's going to win the Solo Score Rush 2025. What an amazing performance from Naaaad right there.
I want to mention something. This whole mechanic is supposed to make everything much easier to go to the final scoring. Somehow, both matches in grand finals avoided it right on the last map. This is unbelievable. This is heresy.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolute
goodness.
cinema. Absolute cinema. Considering the previous match, Pavin against Hoku and Kemi, it also ended on this song. Now, it's also just is poetic that Naaaad also beats Pavin on this exact map. And Naad's going to take it undefeated throughout the whole tournament. I think we have saw a couple struggles in the early game, but this is Naad's specialty. It's about his physicality. Once he get past to kind of the harder pulls, this is where Naad's going to be able to pop off, and pop off he did. So many good scores, and being able to match Pavin's Ellen and hybrid score is the undoing. Beating up Pavin in every single rice pick, like bar one.
We need to do a show match on the final scoring. I cannot let this whole project go to waste.
Okay, hopefully we're going to be seeing a tiebreaker showcase, as our host Lot has been saying here.
Indeed. Both these players have come a long way. Now Naaaad pulling off that second upset against Pavin. The disrespect is in the name. He really
Yeah,
just
that's for
takes
sure.
that. Oh my god.
Wow, what an amazing journey from both of these players. Pavin got the undisputed seed 1, but it's just the physicality of this tournament, and Naad's being able to take this. And here we go, the 9-star tiebreaker, 8 minutes and 44 seconds.
So weird. Okay, let's look back at the moment. Pavin won the last match, arguably maybe because Homu had a bad pick on Rice 3, but this is just an absolute domination of 60,000 score lead of a win is just an inarguable victory over someone like Pavin, who has been dominating the entirety of this tournament from round 64 to up to semifinals, up to finals even.
Oh my god. Another thing I'd like to point out, apparently, it seems like Naad's gonna be sight reading this map. Oh my god. You don't sight read this map, what?
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, but it's okay. Both of these players are sight reading, so we get to see kind of both these players' initial reaction as well. So I have to wait and see. But I think they're both getting ready, but hopefully they're still on their A games and not just letting go of this. I want to see we can see this, treat this as a tiebreaker. Like a normal tiebreaker. An unofficial tiebreaker, whoever wins this tournament unofficially.
Yeah.
Okay, but like considering that outscored Pavin by so much in Hybrid 1, which is considered the mini tiebreaker of the map pool, it might be the same case for this map here. Although, who knows, both players are side free, there could be some unexpected fluctuations.
Yeah, and especially of how both these players have been so rock solid throughout the entire tournament. Just the fact to just really trying to put the end of it all here. The bracket reset is not going on. It's now just down to the tiebreaker showcase to really show what both these players have been working towards, and just to show it out all in the flesh and to present it in full glory. This is Ambit Genesis from the Fine Forms.
Oh, okay, Lon. What's the highest combo Naad's going to get in this match? In this map? Give me your predictions, Lot.
Okay, I cannot predict absolutely. The max combo you can get in this map if you get a clean FC is 11,232, but I could predict like 5,000 if not chokes the middle part, which is around 6,000 combo in maybe.
Yeah, I mean, those are definitely very fair predictions to make on what combo Naad's gonna be getting, but if we even do see Naad getting a full combo on this map, then that is going to be insane. Just the fact that it just gives a glimpse of what could have been, and just the fact that this dude literally used semifinals in MWC as a literal warm-up, that is just crazy enough, honestly.
Would be so funny if Naad's hearing this. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna miss here and like piss off you all.
Yeah, if only that would be the case.
Right?
It's gonna be murder. Instead, Pavin is the first one to miss. Whoops.
Huh. Whoops. Whoopee. Whoops. What was I even saying? What? Okay. Okay.
You drunk ass.
But yeah, going to the 2000 combo break, not 2000 combo break point. Naad is still kind of doing Naad things right now. It is Naad time. My favorite part of this tournament is when Naad said it's nodding time and Naad over the place.
I was just about to say that, dude. Oh.
I'm nodding all over the place right now. Oh no, it's all nodding the screen.
Oh
my
that
God.
going over a screen.
No!
It's my nod on the screen.
Oops, all nods.
Ooh.
But yeah, still continuing on with this map, going into a bit of a more Rice Tech oriented section. Probably going to be taking that miss there, and basically the scoreline about 6,000 points in the advantage of Naad here going into this match. This is just about past the first quarter. This is the longest map by all means that you've seen in this entire tournament. No other map has been as long as 8 minutes and 44 seconds on the clock. Just only 16 seconds shy of the 9-minute mark, which is a fairly recent trend I've seen in tournaments as of recent, but holy damn. BPM change time.
I mean, Pavin's doing...
Never mind.
Yeah, sorry. But for like, as much as Pavin's doing a really good score now, but my eyes are just fully locked in onto Naad, but no! No! Not like this!
Kinda.
Oh no! Why? The curse got to him! He has got cursed to death!
No. The expectations were so high and we just jinxed it real bad. I can't.
Okay, this is crazy that Naad misses on the first half of this course and not the second half, which is probably the harder part of this KI.
Man, that could have been... That was such a clean miss as well.
At least.
Yeah.
I want to provide a little information that the second longest map of the entire map series is 6 minutes and 4 seconds. So this outlengths by 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That is 160 seconds.
Yeah. Just the fact that it all just comes down to this map being the longest and also the most insane map out of question. There really just is no competition, and just the fact that this is the grand finals tiebreaker really brings this whole tournament into poetic justice once more. I will say that again.
Yeah, I think while the piano parts play, I would like to extend my thanks to our hosts, Lot and Pointy, for hosting for such an absolute cinema of tournaments. There's been so many bangers of matches, and I'm really glad that this tournament has ended in such a poetic way. So I think as chats we should spam hearts to Pointy and Lot for their amazing efforts in this tournament. Amazing maps, amazing storylines so far, and of course the tournament production has been amazing, bar from none. And yeah, thank you Lot and thank you Pointy for all of this.
Absolutely. One anecdote that I would like to input myself is that originally this was a tournament I was actually planning to play in, but realizing that this was as difficult as it was gonna be, I decided that I was just gonna map and commentate for it instead. And just what I have seen from a lot of the matches alone, I've basically commentated in every map pool and commentated about 20 matches of record here. So the fact that I got to see so much of this tournament in full fruition, it definitely provides that insane experience for it being the first iteration of many to potentially come in the future. So I would like to say, for all the effort that I have spent on this tournament, thank you all so much for tuning into the tournament, and also thank you so much, my deepest of thank yous to Law and Poity for hosting such a crazy tournament, honestly, going into the latter half of this year in general.
Lot and Pointy, my goat. And actually, speaking of goats, let's move back to kind of what's been going on. Naaaad, with that first miss, now he kind of just got back to where we began. Another 4,000 combo, full comboing kind of the Ellen burst sections right here.
Yeah. And especially Den, just the fact that both these players have been doing incredibly well to be able to maintain such incredible scores going into the final core. This is 9 minutes long just about, and going into the final course, this is where we get to see what both these players would have been made of had it been.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now we're getting to the hardest part of the maps. This is where all hells break loose. Now it's going to eclipse the 5,000 combo prediction that Lot has made. He's still holding the full combo. Okay, full combo choker. Pavin's still doing quite well as well. These Ellen density pattern is so dense. It's so fast, but both players are still doing it. This is the caliber that we have been promised. And they're still doing it. 6,000 combo for Naaaad.
Oh my god, this is even higher than some of the picks before. And it's 280 BPM speed, by the way, and now here comes a 300 BPM jump stream part comes, and then it comes to like a very dense speed part. I don't know the BPM even. What's the BPM of this monstrosity? What is holding?
Oh my god! Wait, he's FCing that.
It's an joke.
Ain't no way he did it.
No way. There's no way. This is a one miss choke from Naaaad. We need to see the score. There's still a bit more maps left, but there's no way it's a one miss choke. I am going to leave this tournament, leave the server if it's actually one miss.
Don't miss here, please. You just can't miss anymore. There's no intense maps left. There's no intense sections left. That's it. It's just piano.
I just want to say he may be able to hear us, and this is at the last note.
If you can,
please don't.
I'm going to South Korea and punch you if you miss on this part.
No, wait. Hang on.
Okay.
Yes!
Okay. Well, let's do the miss count.
31 to
Oh, free misses. Okay.
I guess the miss was a little bit dirty, but 985 on essentially MWC +1 tiebreak. It's 1 round above Fractal Vertex and Parallel Universe Shifter.
Yeah, I mean, this is just putting out a statement for like future tournaments that Naaaad's going to be playing in, especially at Mania World Cup, considering how hard the pools is. What a performance! 985k on this stuff. Like, that's just illegal.
Yeah, it is crazy, bro. Oh my goodness.
So with that, I think I'm gonna leave to Lot. Do you have any closing statements for you to say, Lot?
My closing statements may be posted tomorrow. I just want to say that. Oh my god, this is thundering very heavily outside. This tournament was made as a dream I've held in myself very long ago when I know about the existence of tournaments, and it has, this dream has been bigger and bigger as I play more of these community tournaments. I just know that I have to hold something big and special for the entire community, and this is the culmination of essentially my experience with playing and seeing people working in tournaments, as well as making so many map moves throughout these 4+ years of being in this community. And the other thing is that tomorrow is my 18th birthday. This is the entire reason why this tournament is hosted in such a weird date. Like, it shouldn't overlap with MWC and all of that. It was a better time would have been on spring or something, but tomorrow is my 18th birthday. This Mapu show, the Grand Finals Mapu showcase, was supposed to be held at that date, but this works. I can offer to have this for my 18th birthday. This is the best celebration ever. I cannot ask for better. I hope to see everyone tomorrow and celebrate this day with me. But I'm getting emotional and kind of personal. Like, this is a bit too much about myself. Yeah, that's my closing thoughts. I'll write something more proper tomorrow, but it is going to be it from my side. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lord, for the amazing message.
And with that, I think it is time to close. Congratulations to Naaaad for winning the solo score rush. And expect some message from Lot and Pointy later down the line. This has been Mashed Potato joining with Epic Man 2, streamed by Epsilon and joined with Lot later down in this match. Closing off the solo score rush. Thank you, everybody, for joining this amazing journey.
For reffing this match.
Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wait, why did the stream close? This video is unavailable ever 5,000.